Alright, welcome back guys. So, ran through some pretty interesting articles covering things like, can Polygon Matic reach $10? Coinbase is scaling with Polygon, and Polygon's 35% loss in one day that happened during the crypto flash crash. So those are the kind of things that we're going to take a look at today, and I really encourage you to watch through this entire video because we're going to also do some technical analysis to really take a look at the furthest I think that Matic can potentially drop if it does drop some more, which may present opportunity for you to buy some more. So other than that, if you haven't already done so, please smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, and now let's jump into it. Alright, so first off, saw some pretty interesting things with Polygon and Mina Foundation to enable privacy preserving applications on Polygon. So Mina and Polygon will bring enhanced scalability, privacy, and verifiability to the DeFi economy, and this is a pretty interesting article. So I talked a little bit about Mina Protocol before, and it looks like Mina Protocol and Polygon are working together to implement a support for Mina on the Polygon proof of stake. And the bridge will enable developers building applications on Polygons to leverage privacy and verifiability via Mina's zero-knowledge snark-based protocol. If you've never heard of what Mina is, then don't worry about that because I made a video for you just right there. So after this one, go check that out. It was something that was recommended by my mentor over at IM Academy, and it is something that might blow up, have a really good chance of blowing up. So be sure to have that on your list. But in short, what it basically is it's basically like Bitcoin, but a Bitcoin that can scale because it can process multiple transactions at a time, multiple blocks at a time. And verifying blocks on Mina is much faster than on Bitcoin because all you need to do is actually verify the latest block in order to add it to the blockchain, which isn't the same on Bitcoin. Because what happens in Mina, it's kind of like Inception, where if you verify the latest block, that automatically verifies the block before it, because in order for the latest block to be valid, the last block has to be valid. And because of this, Mina is touted as the lightest blockchain that ever existed so far. The entire blockchain is just 22 kilobytes, which is the size of a couple of tweets. And in addition to that, Mina also provides privacy and verifiability that is built right into the protocol. So DeFi platforms requiring KYC or Know Your Customer can pull information privately and securely using Mina's snaps. And NFT builders who prefer to keep certain elements private can use Mina to do this. They can use Mina to achieve something like keeping ownership data private. Because if someone knows that you own the Mona Lisa and there's only one, then probably going to come after your life. And social media decentralized applications can also verify users without requiring to share personal identifying information. And this is really powerful because working in conjunction with Polygon, Polygon is onboarding millions and millions of people to Web 3.0. And just having that feature of privacy and security, which is very valued over in the West, that's a nice addition to Polygon's infrastructure. So if you guys are into Polygon Matic, a good place to bum around for updates is actually their Polygon on Tech Medium blog. And when I was bumming around, I actually came across something interesting. Polygon first scaling solution for Coinbase. So basically what happened is a protocol team was established at Coinbase to work on scaling Ethereum through integration with L2 and other ETH scaling solutions. The Coinbase team plans to integrate Polygon POS as their first scaling solution for Coinbase. So their protocol team is actually pretty cool because they're just a group of engineers that specialize on contributing to scaling blockchains and community building. And they specifically look for contributing to open source projects, integrating cutting edge technologies to Coinbase products, and supporting developers through Coinbase's grant programs. And for all you diehard hardcore Matic fans, Manish Gupta, the EVP of engineering at Coinbase, stated that their first choice for scaling Ethereum is the Polygon network. And this is a good reason to think of Polygon as an Ethereum scaling OG. You know, this is true in my personal opinion because Polygon is at rank 21 and the fully diluted valuation is $13 billion while the total value locked is $8 billion. So Polygon is pretty big in their space and they have money. They're growing fast and they're the fastest growing Ethereum scaling solution with low gas fees. And this will make Coinbase even more competitive because the fees are really high most of the time for ERC20 tokens on there or anywhere for that matter. And if you're new to this, you may ask, why does Coinbase need to scale Ethereum? And the response to that is because one of the biggest challenges for Coinbase is high gas fees and long settlement times. Because if you want your transaction to be made, you'll have to pay a higher fee, even for withdrawals. And just having Polygon integrated with Coinbase to scale Ethereum for them would allow users to quickly and cheaply withdraw, for example. Like a lot of my Ethereum are left on exchanges that I bought after gas prices went crazy high. Alright guys, before we jump into the $10 price prediction, go over to my page over there where I list all the passive income streams that I do. I know that some of you have emailed me about what kind of passive income streams I had, so I'm listing them all there on my webpage there. Yeah, I actually have a webpage. You also get a free book if you go over there to that page, check out the passive income streams, get the free book. It's all free, so why not do it? So with that said, let's jump into that $10 price prediction. Alright, so I'm gonna have a little bit of good news and a little bit of bad news, a little bit of hope and a little bit of despair. But just an FYI for all of you that are buying cryptos, you don't buy in Matic for 2 weeks and say that you're a long-term hodler and you're complaining about how price is not moving for you at all. If you bought in and you've barely held for a year, you're not a long-term hodler. I'm sorry to break that to you. I swear, for every single one of my Polygon Matic videos, there's at least one person that will say, what do you think price will be at the end of the year? If all you're thinking about is price, I don't really think that crypto is for you, because how I look at it as a passive income stream. I'm investing in assets that will make me income as I hold it. And if you bought Polygon and you don't really know what it is that you bought into, then you should really do your research for the rest of the cryptos that you're going to buy if you're buying more cryptos. Now, Polygon is an ERC20 token that powers the Polygon network. And the network aims to scale transactions for the Ethereum blockchain because Ethereum can do only around 30 transactions right now. Polygon helps raise that to about 65,000 transactions per second. So that is a big difference. And for Polygon, the price has soared more than 9,200% for the year, up from about 2 cents on January 1st. If you're looking for price predictions, they're available everywhere. I mean, Wallet Investor has a 1-year forecast of $4.34 and a 5-year prediction of $15.49. Coin Price Forecast predicts that Matic will end 2021 at $250 before soaring to $765 at the end of 2033. And Digital Coin Price expects Polygon to hit $239 in 2021, but to then reach $737 earlier in 2028. And it is important to take these predictions with a pinch of salt because they're nowhere near guaranteed. And how these people find these numbers, I really do think that they just have a board with numbers and they play darts to get those numbers. Because in reality, for altcoins like Matic, for anything other than Ethereum and Bitcoin to be exact, it is really hard, near impossible to predict where the price may go accurately. So most of the time, your guess is as good as a guess of an expert or an expert. The best way to predict price, in my opinion, is by looking at the token supply. That is kind of the most reliable measure, and it's even not that reliable. Now we know that Polygon Matic has 10 billion tokens. So if Polygon hits $10, then that market cap will be $100 billion. And there are only 2 tokens that have broken through that 100 billion limit, and that is Bitcoin and Ethereum. The question you really have to ask is, do I believe 100 billion Polygon is going to be a reality? And then you have to take a look at the macro picture. I think it's a reality because what they're doing is they're scaling Ethereum, and Ethereum is entrenched in smart contracts and the DeFi industry. They're the king of it. And more than that, Polygon can at some point scale other blockchains as well. And on top of that, let's not forget the inflation that is happening due to all the money printing that is happening in the US and every other country out there that can print money, which is also the reason why we're all in this game in the first place. Alright guys, before we get into the technical analysis, please, after this video, watch my last video that I did on Polygon Matic, because I talk about why price doesn't move that much for Matic, because a lot of the coins for Matic is actually staked, so they're taken off their exchanges. And you really need volume and liquidity for price to move, which does not exist on exchanges. So that's why price is really staying where it is. And with that said, let's get into the technicals to see what we can see right now. Alright guys, I'm going to pin this article in the pinned comments below. So if you want to read it, then read it. But this one says that a Matic bear plans for another 20% drop for Matic and Polygon is a falling knife. Do not dare catch it. Now, I don't completely agree with this person because I'm going to give you some levels that you would want to look at, to want to take note of as a good buy. Alright guys, so here we are at Matic, and I want to show you that really here is where we had that big flash crash on crypto on the 7th of September. Now, if you took the ruler here and drew a line, draw from right here to right there. That is a 33, almost 35% drop. So that's a big 1-day loss for Matic. All right, so here you see this big graph. I drew a Fibonacci from pretty much the top to the bottom, and we could see that for most of the time, the 618 and the 0.5 are a good buy zone. So that's in the long run, because this whole thing really started from the highs of May to pretty much July. We're using that time frame because this entire graph is what we're showing to see where price should try to aim for next. Typically it's the 0.5 and 0.618. So we are way below that. So when we're buying right now, if we buy at these prices, if you're holding for the next 5 or 10 years, this should be a good buy. We don't want that. We want to buy as low as possible. And if you want to buy in the next couple of days, maybe I would take a look at this price point, maybe at around 126, where I have this green line, because it's really interesting. You see that it pretty much fell down, dropped here, it climbed back up since the flash crash, and it climbed up and really stayed in this zone. You see that it used this zone 126, 127 as a point to bounce off. And this is not the first time this happened. It happened here in around August, and it happened here at the second week of August, and the third or last week of August. And it didn't happen just there. It also happened here at the end of June. It used that as resistance in order to push it down further. It was trying to break through. Nope, pushed it down further. And it also acted as support here on the second week of June, basically. And again, during the breakout, that was a major point of the breakout in the beginning of May. So we could see that 126 is basically what I would like to call a magnet line, a magnet price, where price wants to get back at. So that usually is, I feel, a good price to pay. So that is something to look at. Another line is this 0.236, where it really just tapped it. You could see here during that flash crash, it really went all the way down to that 236 line, and then it clawed its way back up. And not only that, this 236 line also acted as support and resistance. During this time here in July, 1 point, 2 point, 3 point, it consolidated over here. It also acted as support here during the first week of June, acted as support, and it broke through. So this 236 line is another price level that would be a good buy at $1.10. Of course, guys, that's all just my personal opinions. That's not financial advice. Please do your own due diligence, do your own research before investing in anything risky like cryptos or Matic. Other than that, please smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, check out these other videos on cryptocurrencies and passive income, and I'll see you next time. Peace!